What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you a cool video today regarding the next month's Silph Cup tournament format. It's going to be called the Forest Cup. This actually just got announced today by the Silph Arena. So if you don't know what the Silph Arena is, it's this organization that puts on these really fun tournaments every single month with very unique and interesting metas. If you hear clarinet in the background, it's because Katie is currently practicing right now. So let's kind of dive into this and see what next month's tournament format is going to be like. What is the Forest Cup? Each month, the Silph Arena holds a month-long cup, a themed PvP tournament that provides tens of thousands of trainers around the world a specialty design competitive challenge and a chance to prove that they're the very best. So again, essentially they create unique metas. So let's take a look at the Forest Cup rules here. Teams of 6, that's standard. It's done in the Great League. So the typings that you're going to be allowed to use in this cup are grass, bug, water, fire, and electric. And there are a few exceptions to these typings as well. All the Pokemon must be from Gen 2, 3, 4, or 5. So no Gen 1, no Gen 6, and onwards. So it looks like no Alolan forms. Shadow Pokemon, Genesect, and Tropius are not allowed in the Forest Cup due to the availability constraints and in Tropius's case to feature a wider variety of species. That's totally fine. Tropius is an absolute monster, so that's a fine ban right there. You can even look at this nice little graphic. It shows you right here you can use fire types, water types, grass types, bug types, electric types. Gens 2, 3, 4, and 5. No Shadows, no Tropius, no Genesect. So again, all these tournaments are held in the Great League, and you can find tournaments near you on silph.gg, which is currently what I'm on right now. If you click on tournaments, you can go to like local tournament map, and you will see on this tournament map all of the different tournaments that you could possibly join. These are all still currently remote tournaments, meaning that they're not held in person, again, because of the certain situation that we're in right now. But you can pretty much click on any one of these tournaments. It'll take you to the Discord that is associated with that tournament, and you can participate in this next month's cup format, the Forest Cup. So let's head on over to pvpoke.com and check out the tier list for the Forest Cup here. So it looks like Mantine is in the #1 spot, and it looks like the recommended moveset currently is Wing Attack, Aerial Ace, and Bubble Beam. Very interesting here. Rocking a double flying moveset, probably to threaten those grass types for sure. Bubble Beam, as we know, has the debuff effect, and it's very spammy and annoying to deal with. Running Bubble as the fast move is nice. You get a little bit more energy generation there, but it looks like Wing Attack is the preferred moveset here. Obviously, Mantine's going to have to watch out for all these electric types, but you're going to beat Blaziken, Azumarill, Sunny Castform, Ferrothorn, and Meganium. Ferrothorn's in the #2 spot, rocking Power Whip and Flash Cannon as the charge moves, and I think those are just the best charge moves in general for Ferrothorn. It also has access to Bullet Seed as a fast move, which, as we know, just got that crazy energy buff, so it generates energy very quickly. Obviously, you're going to have to watch out for the fire types, as you are double weak to fire there. Going to be beating Azumarill, Kingdra, Meganium, Quagsire, and Credilli, as well as a bunch of others. But Azumarill is allowed in this cup. But this is insane. Where's Azumarill at on this? What? Azumarill is all the way down here at the #20 spot. Probably because of all these electric and grass types that are way up here. So it makes sense, but it's very surprising when Azumarill is not like top 5 on the tier list. However, I'm fully anticipating many people still going to run Azumarill. It's just such an amazing Pokemon. Against your worst counters, like electric types and grass types, you still have moves that are going to threaten for very strong neutral damage or super effective damage, like the Ice Beam on the grass types there. So Azumarill is going to beat Sunny Castform, Kingdra, Blaziken, Typhlosion, and Heracross, and obviously, you know, it's going to get shredded by those grass types there. It looks like the recommended moveset is Ice Beam and Play Rough, which makes sense. Really no need for the hydro pump in this scenario with all the grass types rolling around. So kind of just give yourself better coverage with Ice Beam and Play Rough. Play Rough for the mirror match and to hit super effective on Kingdra, for example, or any other random fighters that might pop up in here. Ampharos is making an appearance at the number 3 spot. Very cool. It obviously is going to absolutely destroy Mantine there. And rocking Volt Switch, Thunder Punch, and Focus Blast looks like the recommended moveset. Poor Dragon Pulse is not really getting a whole lot of swag in here. Focus Blast will be really nice for that nuke potential and just strong neutral damage against some of your worst matchups, like the grass types and the ground types for sure. So you'll have something to hit for very strong neutral damage, which is good. But Ampharos is pretty dang glassy in the Great League. So Blaziken making an appearance on the number 4 spot. This is absolutely amazing. I love using Blaziken so much. I used it a bunch in Timeless Cup. It is insanely glassy, but I found that it works really great as like a safe switch option, because even if they come in with a pretty solid counter, nothing wants to get hit by a Blast Burn. It hits for such solid damage there. Obviously, you're going to wreck Ferrothorn, and you're going to beat the Sunny Cast form because you're going to be hitting for neutral damage with that counter fast move. Looks like you're going to be wanting to use counter Blaze Kick and Blast Burn here. Obviously going to have to look out for like the flyers here, especially like Dustox, which is going to be rocking Confusion most likely. Slow King, which is, you know, going to resist all of Blaziken's moves, so that's definitely a hard wall there. And a low Momola, what a silly name for a Pokemon. That's a very interesting Pokemon, rocking Waterfall, and it has access to Psychic as well, which is very scary. Galvantula currently seated at number 5 on the tier list, which is really cool. Again, functions as an electric type here for the most part, but you will have Bug Buzz for some strong neutral damage there as well. You're going to shred the water types, and you have play against Meganium if you can land that Bug Buzz. Meganium, as we know, very solid Pokemon anytime it's allowed in a cup, so I think Galvantula is going to have a lot of swag in this. Get out there and catch a lot of Joltix during this buddy event right now and try to get a decent PvP IV Galvantula for sure. It's looking pretty good. Here's Meganium at the number 6 spot. No surprise there. It is one of the best grass types just purely for its bulk. And you have that Earthquake nuke against the electric types, which is really nice. But you're going to, you know, wreck Azumarill and Kingdra and Quagsire. You will have to look out for the flyers. You're going to be walled by the flyers, as well as some of these kind of interesting bug types, Ninjask and Scolipede, Sunny Cast form. Typhlosion's here at number 7, really cool. Has to look out for Mantine, but even then you have Solar Beam to threaten those water types. That's kind of the nice thing about Typhlosion. If you can get a significant energy advantage and bait shields correctly, you can land a one-hit KO on your worst counters in those ground or water types. You're going to wreck Ferrothorn. You're going to beat Sunny Cast form again because you're hitting for neutral damage with that Shadow Claw, whereas Sunny Cast form is going to be hitting you with resisted damage the whole time. Going to have to look out for Babarrel though. Man, it looks like Babarrel's going to be making an appearance in this cup as well. That normal and water type. Going to be resisting the Shadow Claw damage, going to be resisting the Blast Burn, but again, if you can land that Solar Beam, it's going to be pretty nasty there. Cradily is at number 8, which is awesome. This is one of the Pokemon that got the Bullet Seed buff here, so Bullet Seed, amazing for energy generation, and I hate Infestation so much. Even though Infestation has good energy generation as well, its damage is horrible. I'm pretty sure Bullet Seed is just all around a better move, and you get some more like grass type damage with your fast moves, and then you're rocking Grass Knot and Stone Edge. Going to be beating Mantine. Sunny Cast form, that's very surprising. Because of that Stone Edge there, you're going to be beating that. That's pretty awesome. Beating Azumarill, Quagsire, Typhlosion. Those are some pretty confident wins there. It looks like Cradily might be pretty legit in this cup. Going to have to look out for the bug types though for sure, and Blaziken is just going to punch this thing into smithereens. So as we keep going down the list, you know, you see Swampert, Lantern, those are pretty standard picks anytime they're allowed in the cup. Crustle is pretty interesting. This Pokemon definitely had a lot of play in last month's cup, the Toxic Cup, but you're going to be able to beat Mantine and Kingdra. Looks like you're going to be rocking Fury Cutter, X Scissor, and Rock Slide. Rock Slide, really great because you threaten those flyers, which are one of Crustal's harder counters, but you are going to kind of struggle against the water types here, especially like the water ground types there. But Crustal looking pretty interesting. We got the cast forms here, Sunny and Rainy cast form. Electivire, man, Electivire has never really been that high on a tier list in a cup before. Looks like running Thunder Shock, Ice Punch, and Wild Charge. So you're going to wreck the water types, obviously. Beating the fire types, too. Very interesting. But those ground types are going to really threaten you. But here's the thing. You're running Ice Punch. So Torterra is still going to like take heavy damage from an Ice Punch. Pretty interesting there. Electivire might be cool to check out. Kingdra's here at number 15. Kingdra's always really solid when it's allowed with that Dragon Breath damage. Scolipede, I do not currently have a Scolipede built. Running Poison Jab, X Scissor, and Sludge Bomb, so kind of a poison and bug moveset going on there. Pretty interesting, might have to build one and check that out. Stunfisk, man, we saw how powerful this thing has been in the Voyager Cup. Looks like it's going to be a powerhouse in this as well. It's a ground electric type, very unique typing. You're going to wreck Mantine with the electric type damage and destroy Sunny Cast Form with the ground type damage. Even beating Kingdra, which is very interesting because you're only going to be hitting neutral on that the entire time. Definitely beating Ampharos because you like, triple resist electric attacks. But you're going to have to look out for the grass types. I love when Heracross appears kind of high in the list. Heracross is a fairly glassy Pokemon but can output so much damage. There's a Azumarill at number 20. Here's a bunch of kind of interesting electric types here. Raikou, man, it's so glassy. Even though it's rated number 22 here, I can never ever see a scenario in which I would want to use Raikou as my electric type. It's great that you have access to Shadow Ball for some neutral damage, but you are not going to survive for very long. Minun, as we saw in Ferocious Cup, was very useful. Oh my gosh, but Minun was one of those Pokemon that got Grass Knot recently, right? So this provides it with some more unique coverage. This is very interesting. An electric type that has access to a grass move could be super nice. I need to hurry up and TM my Minun over to Grass Knot. Looks like Spark, Discharge, and Grass Knot is what you're going to want to roll with. Zebstrika, is this thing really going to be that good? I'm pretty sure this thing is fairly glassy as well. Running Spark, Discharge, and then Flame Charge. So you have a fire type move there to threaten like the grass types, which is pretty interesting. Not totally sure about that. Plusle is also up here, but I think Minun is slightly bulkier. That's why it's higher up on the tier list there. Magnezone running Spark, Wild Charge, and Flash Cannon. Okay, Jump Bluff. This is pretty interesting. Since Tropius is not allowed, Jumpluff essentially does all of the jobs that Tropius would do. It is also a grass and flying type. It has access to Bullet Seed as a fast move, which is great for energy generation. And then you get your Aerial Ace and Energy Ball. So same sort of coverage as Tropius. And it's actually slightly bulkier than Tropius, which is pretty surprising. But because you don't have access to Air Slash as a fast move, you can't do that flying type damage as well. But this is going to be very interesting. Your top counters are Torkoal, Sunny Cast Form, Vespiquen, Entei. I doubt anyone's going to be running an Entei. I doubt anyone's going to be running a Torkoal, but again, I could totally be wrong. I feel like Sunny Cast Form is going to be everywhere as a fire type, just because of its bulk and access to Weather Ball. It is so great, but Jumpluff looking pretty interesting. And as you get farther and farther down the list, you really run into some spicy stuff. I think Shiftry is really great. It looks like they recommend that you run Leaf Blade and Hurricane here to have some nuke potential against other grass types and the bug types as well, which is pretty interesting. But Wormadam Trash shows up, Whiscash is here, Breloom, Counter Dynamic Punch, and Seed Bomb. Tangrowth is there. So, looking pretty interesting. Again, once we start running some practice battles here and once tournaments start taking place, we'll really see how this meta is going to shape up. But Forest Cup, looking pretty interesting. I'm definitely excited for it. I tend to not enjoy metas that are like essentially open Great League, kind of like the Voyager Cup was this month. I like a little bit more enclosed typings in the meta, because that really allows for some cool unique picks to happen. So if you're interested in participating in one of these tournaments, I know I will probably be hosting another like FP Sticks Battle Royale tournament next month as well, in the Forester Cup or Forest Cup format. So if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Man, head on over to PvPoke in the rankings tab and check out some of this stuff for yourself. If you want to find a tournament, head on over to silph.gg. If you want to support the channel, check out my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.